And we have a quorum, so I'm going to call this meeting of the Nacogdoches CVB Bureau Board of Directors to order. First item on our agenda is to discuss and ideally approve the Executive Director Selection Committee's recommendation. The Chair will entertain a motion to discuss these recommendations.
I'll second.
Motion second. We've got 2 or 3 parts to this. At the last board meeting, the board authorized this committee consisting of myself, Shirley Luna, and Kelly Daniel to engage an interim executive director for a period not exceeding 120 days. We worked through an executive search firm called Strategic Government Resources, which the city of Nacogdoches has used in the past, and identified a candidate that we believe is well suited to this position. Strategic Government Resources tries very hard to make this a budget neutral process. According to my calculations, if we go 4 months with an interim executive director, and again, we think we've identified a strong candidate, it's going to cost us about $5,000 more than it would to have had our existing executive director in place for those. Given the fact that we need staff, we need somebody in place in that position, the subcommittee strongly recommends that we engage this individual through SGR on an interim basis, with really no expectation that this will be a continuing person, but someone who knows the business and is well positioned to kind of keep our momentum. So that's item number. And again, it will cost us about $5,000 more than it would have to continue to employ our existing executive. But I don't think we can afford not to.
Are they an employee of ours, or are they an employee of
No. No, this is a experienced academic development tourism person who's business before.
But yeah, I think she said
Are they our employee, or are they?
No, we contract with
we contract
with the search.
And
And I think, did I give you a copy of that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this is subject to review by the city attorney. The city attorney has reviewed the contract with the search firm, and the city's done business with this operation before, and they have a couple of issues that they want to resolve.
Okay.
But that should be taken care of today.
Will it be on site? This person interim be on site or
On site 4 days a week.
Okay.
Essentially noon Monday to noon Friday.
Do we need a motion for this?
We don't.
Okay.
We don't. The board authorized the committee to make this hire. I just wanted, since we were so close to this meeting, I wanted to make sure everybody was on board.
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely vital that we get somebody in here to keep us moving in the right direction.
Well, I like the idea that this person experienced in our profession, and therefore they hit the ground running.
Yeah. This is somebody who knows what's going on.
Yeah.
The second part of this particular agenda item is the recommendation for how to move forward for a permanent executive director. And I have provided you copies of the proposal that we received from the J.D. Gray Group. Our subcommittee, consisting of Shirley and Kelly and myself, interviewed 3 executive search firms, evaluated 3 proposals, and this was our unanimous recommendation for lots of reasons. First, We think we're going to get a lot of personal attention from this particular firm. This gentleman has some extensive experience in city management, experience in creating and hiring CVB personnel and founding organizations. The assessment and analytics that this firm conducts seems to be appropriate and really help us identify the strongest candidate. And not coincidentally, will save us about $10,000 from the other acceptable bid that we got. We're really confident, at least I'm speaking for the other members of the committee, we're very confident that this is the firm that's going to find us the strongest candidate for this position. That being said, if we're going to make this happen, we need to execute a contract now, and we need to have these people on the ground on Monday. One of the strongest pieces of this proposal is the last piece, and that is a 2-year onboarding and coaching after hire. This firm will stay with us for 2 years after we hire an executive director to make sure that things are working the way we want them to. This firm also provides this kind of a standard guarantee that if it doesn't work out within a certain period of time, that they will do another full search for your cost.
Is that a period of time, the 2 years?
Yeah, I think so, John. Let me look. 2 years. It's on the last page. Like I said, we talked to 3. One, frankly, seemed a little too out of step with current industry practices. One felt like we were going to get lost in the shuffle because it was just too big. And this one, this guy kind of hit all the right notes. So that being said, our recommendation is that the board approve engaging J.D. Gray Group to conduct our executive director search. I reviewed the budget, and we'll do so again with our bookkeeper later today. We've got the money to do this. I don't think we can afford not to do it. There is absolutely no way, in my opinion, that this board can conduct its own search, given the time constraints and the expertise that we need to have. And so that's where we're at. So I put before you the proposal from the J.D. Gray Group, and welcome some questions or discussion.
I move acceptance of the J.D. Gray Group selection committee recommendation.
Second.
Any further discussion? Any questions? Anybody have any issues? Will you all be available, at least by telephone, sometime next week? Because the first step, he's going to want to talk to him. One of the most important steps in this process really is identifying what we think we need, so we can build a profile that's going to fit us. That's the other thing about this particular firm. The bigger firm has kind of a standard stable of candidates, and I think that we'd be shoehorned into trying to work with someone that they have already identified as being one of their people. I think this guy's going to go out and find us someone who's our person.
And it could be someone, I mean, anyone's allowed to submit their
Absolutely.
application.
Absolutely.
They're not restricted.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor of engaging the J.D. Gray Group to conduct our executive director search?
Aye.
Okay. We have to finish some audit work, and that's the next item on the agenda. We have, and you have a copy of the proposal from Hall, Johnson, McLemore, and Redfield. Unfortunately, Unfortunately, when Diana Haney passed away, we were in the process of cleaning up some back audits, and Diana had completed the 2013 and 2014 audits. And if you'll recall, she had given us a statement that said at the conclusion of the 2014 audit that any concerns that she had about our practices and the way we were doing business had been addressed by the time that she completed that work. There are two options for this audit that we need to conclude. And if you look at this proposal, we can either do a cash basis audit for 2015 at $5,100, another cash basis audit for 2016 at $5,100, total cost of $10,200. Or they will do a complete set of cash basis books for 2016 and skip the 2015. That includes, as you'll see, rendering an opinion on the statement of position and statement of activities for the fiscal year on a cash basis. If they do that, then that fee will be $66. My understanding, and I will have another conversation with these folks, my understanding is that that will include at least a cursory review of our 2015 books, even though they will not do a complete audit.
We don't just have.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they have to. Which is why I assume that the cost is $6,600 instead of $5,100. And they also, on here, item 4, have preparation of the IRS 990, which is. I'm recommending that we accept this proposal in item number 3. I don't think, and I'll talk to Mr. Jeffers about this, and if the city has strong objections, we may have to revisit this. But given the work that Diana did and the things we know were changed, I don't see any reason to spend an extra $4,000 to do a complete audit of 2015 when it seems to me that anything that would be irregular appear in the 2016 audit. So my recommendation is that we accept the proposal to do a 2016 audit as detailed in item 3.
I so move.
Any further discussion? And this is going to be pending approval by the city manager.
Right.
Any further discussion on this? Okay. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Opposed? That concludes our official business report. I will be in touch with the city manager, with the accounting firm, with the 2 search firms, and with our candidate for it. And I will keep you all abreast of developments through staff. We are adjourned.